Super Bowl 48 back in 2014. There's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Two teams that met in Super Bowl 35 down in Tampa. The Ravens and Giants are underway. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they finally get to him out near midfield, but he's all the way across the 45 to the 46.
When we spent our time talking to the coaches prior to the game, they emphasized that they wanted a quick start to begin things. Most of the time you think about that on the offensive side of the ball, but in this case, it's the special teams that provide that quick start.
Throwing right away, here's Locke. He'll get this into the hands of the wideout from LSU. Throwing now is Locke. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
I don't know about you, but I wanted to reach out of the booth and snatch that pass myself. That thing floated forever up there, and I think that threw off the timing of the receiver. That's why he couldn't get his feet down even though he caught the ball.
You know, Charles, I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, me too.
For you. I wanted to see you reach out and catch that.
Yeah, you've heard about my hands, huh?
He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
That's a gain of 7.
Third down, here's Tracy. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line.
A 7-yard gain. And the Giants first down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Here's Locke. Steps away to his left. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Locke now to throw. Able to locate his man Slayton on an out route. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
To throw it is Locke. Robinson's got it. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's second down. Less than a minute to go here in a scoreless first quarter to this point. Straight ahead, here's Tracy. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is third down and 8. They look to throw. It's Locke. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Timing is crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
Well, they had the great field position to start that opening drive. They only get 3 out of it, but still they get 3. So maybe kind of a win for the offense, Charles, and kind of a win for the defense as well.
Yeah, I would say win-win seems to sum the whole thing up because where that ball was placed to start, that's tough on a defense, and they held them to 3. Now, if you're the offense, you're thinking to yourselves, how do we open up the playbook later on in this game and turn this 3 into 6s down the stretch?
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. From the gun, Jackson. And this is into the hands of Andrews downfield. Big strides, look at him go. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, 67 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call. But he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Partner, the good ones have a clock running in their head, okay? Because it says something like this. I've got this many seconds to find a target. After that, I have to tuck it and try and get some yardage on this first down snap. He doesn't just get some yards, though. He gets a big gain. And they'll come.
That's caught inside the 20. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Wandale Robinson, 60 yards. And the Giants are able to move back in front. Graham Gano on for the extra point. And he puts it through. It's a 10-8 game now. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it again with Henry.
And he's going to have a Ravens first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes there's a little tread left on the tires.
44 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. A first down carry for Henry. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Offensive line right now really freeing up the rushing lanes on this drive.
And we have to give them props. They've earned them. But these big runs that we're seeing, they don't result without everyone else being involved as well. Blocking on the perimeter has to take place downfield too.
And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
And this is going to be intercepted.
It's Deontay Banks with it. And the Giants are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still one possession game.
The cannons of the pirate ship ready to fire in the north end zone. We can only be one place. Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa, the home of the Buccaneers. So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. And this one is fielded in the end zone, will not be returned. So it'll come out to the 30. First and 10. We're going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. And he's going to be stopped at the line. No gain. Great way for the defense to open up here at home. Now a second down throw from Rodgers.
Give him credit for keeping this play alive as long as he could. This easily could have gone down for a loss, but he's kind of able to find his way forward and at least get back to the line of scrimmage.
That's to the running back, Breece Hall. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down. They're going to go, and it's Hall.
Coaches love to come out early in the game and establish a very aggressive approach. But I'm just not sure, Mike, if at this point in the game they needed to make this decision. I'm going to be very curious to see, does this come back later in the game to bite them?
Here's Baker to begin with a pass. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Now, a run with the rookie out of Oregon. And he will take this down, close to a first down. Pickup of 9. They've got him a yard short of the sticks. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. Now, Mayfield. And that is incomplete. He was trying to fit that one in to Mike Evans. And that's going to lead to a 4th down.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single first down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
Result of the play is a turnover on down.
The drive begins with a run, and it's Hall. What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up second and short. They'll go again with Hall. And he'll have a Jets first down. Good running, gets him to about the 44. Another run here with Hall. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
So we've come to the end of a fairly evenly played opening quarter. What will the second quarter have in store? We'll have more from Tampa after this. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. On the run, here's Hall. And he'll be near the first down marker. Let's call it a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Hall. And the Jets are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert on 3rd and 1.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly...
Good blocking, and he's in. Braylon Allen. Touchdown, New York. Greg Zuerlein now for the point after. It's up and through. And the Jets will take a 7-0 lead. So after the touchdown at the other end, Zuerlein is out to kick this one off. Now it's Bucky Irving to return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mayfield. Looking downfield for Otten. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. Down the field, it's Evans. 17 yards on that connection. It's a 1st down for Tampa Bay.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
To throw is Mayfield. Right back to Evans. He's got it again. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
That's another Buccaneers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Baker. That pass complete to the veteran, Sterling Shepard. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Baker to throw. Now he'll run. And the Bucs are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll try to run this one in. No, he's not going to get in. In fact, they've shoved him backwards.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and
On 2nd down, Baker. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Mayfield. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Baker Mayfield. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Xavier Gibson now to take it out of the end zone. Not much on the return. They'll stop him at the 17. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. From the gun, Rodgers. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. And this is taken in by the defense. The quarterback was on the move, starting to gain some yards, but then he lost the ball. And the fumble's recovered by the defense.
And early on, Mike, it was actually a really good job by the quarterback extending that play, getting some positive yards with his legs, but he decided not to slide and give himself up. He takes that hit, loses the ball, and now the defense takes over. So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
Now, screen set up for Irvin. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. So, Chase McLaughlin will come in, and they'll try a field goal.
A 36-yard attempt.
No issues there. This one is good. And the Buccaneers will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead. Final moments of this first half, kicking with the lead now, as this one is in the air. A-Rod down to throw on 1st down. Going up top. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end. Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half. About to get started. Mayfield to throw on 1st and 10. He's going to tuck it and go. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Baker going to give it to Irvin. He'll work forward to the 40-yard line. C.J. Mosley, the veteran linebacker, there to shut it down.
The 40-yard line. A gain of a yard on the play brings up 3rd and 4.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. And that is incomplete.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often. And it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
No movement from the punt team. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They'll go. Mayfield. Pass thrown deep for Godwin. That's incomplete. Daring call on 4th down. Does not work out. And it results in a turnover on down. They give to Hall. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
And a nice gain there on 1st down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They will run it over center with Hall. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
Looking for room out on the edge. He's not going to find it. As a matter of fact, I think they tracked him down behind the line of scrimmage. Good job by the defense, and it's 4th down.
I think there's one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. And now they got a 4th down decision to make.
And that is not going to work. Incomplete, and they turn it over on downs.
So this offense, they think this is a prime opportunity to go for it through the air on 4th down. But this defense was having none of it. Nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, no easy completions, and this defense forces a huge stop on 4th down.
Here's 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Throwing is Baker. A short one there to Otten. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now a 3rd and 2. Here's Mayfield. Open man, right side. He's got it. First time they've looked his way all game long. But he comes through with the grab and a 1st down.
That's good for a Tampa Bay.
They'll run it. It's Irving. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 42-yard line.
A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. He's hit as he threw. It goes to the ground, and it's an incomplete pass.
This is a situation where you just have to be a little bit more decisive with the ball in your hand. I mean, at some point, it's got to come out. You cannot continue to stress your protection over time like he did here. And to take that hit after that amount of time, that falls completely on the shoulders of the quarterback.
Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
On 4th down, Mayfield. That is caught. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
And now the defense is going to take their first time out. Remember, they get an extra one built in with the 2-minute warning coming up momentarily. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Mayfield to throw. This one is caught by Shepard.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
Here's 3rd and 2. the ground, it's Irving. And he is going the wrong way, tackled back at the 7.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
They'll drop to throw. Incomplete. They couldn't get the connection on 4th. They'll wind up giving the ball over on downs.
You give your offense a chance to close this game out. If they pick up the first down, this game is over. But now, after the defensive stop, we're starting to see some signs of life on that other sideline.
Looking deep for Lazard. That ball flutters to the ground. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. That's complete. It's Malachi Corley. And he is taken down, but not before they're able to get it out of danger, up past the 25. First down for Aaron. And that would be the dagger. It's intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. On first down, here's Irving. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. Right back to Irving. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. They'll go again here with Irving. So we get to a pressure kick, and here's Chase McLaughlin. This to stretch the lead to more than a field goal. So fire the cannons. It's a win for the Bucs. They were staring at a possible overtime. That final kick off the mark. They escape with a 3-point victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Buccaneers get the win as we say so long from Tampa.
Welcome, football fans, to the birthplace of America, the city of brotherly love. The place where you'll find the best cheesesteak made in this country and some of the best football played inside of Lincoln Financial Field. To kick off, here's Will Lutz. And we're underway from Philadelphia. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
They pick up 20 yards there. And that's a Philadelphia first down. Hurts looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts.
Pressure's there, and he goes down again. And the back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets him up with a 3rd down.
Couple sacks on the opening drive. You better get to fix-it mode in a hurry. And I'm talking about on the sidelines. I'm talking as a quarterback. You've got to solve this pass rush because we know one thing about guys in this league defensively. When they get a couple sacks, they can smell it. And
his first throw is an interception. Picked off Brandon Jones. And the Broncos get the football on the first turnover of the contest. So the first drive of the game ends not in points, Brock, but in an INT.
And I get it. Opening drives aren't always going to end up with points or a touchdown. Good thing, though, there's a lot of opportunities left to make up for that miscue and go get yourself back in rhythm and back on script.
And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Brought in by Vele. They get 28 out of that play. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Throwing on first down, Nix. Has it at the 7. And now he's going to head out of bounds after a nice gain. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. From the red zone now. Has it down close. Touchdown, Denver. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
That one right down the middle. And the Broncos will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Barkley trying this up the gut. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. They won't snap it in time. That is going to be the end. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They have second down behind the sticks. That one's caught along the left sideline. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
They send a tight end in motion. Going to the ground again on first. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
Second down now, 7 to go. It's the 2-minute warning now from the link. It's the Eagles with a 2nd and 7. Here's another carry for Barkley. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. A solid gain of 6 there. It's going to be 3rd and just a yard.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. They're going to run with Barkley. Is in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles earn the chance to tie it before halftime. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. Point after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles tie this game 7-7. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up. Nix from the gun. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! But the Broncos will get it back. Whew, heads up play to recover that one. So near disaster a moment ago, but the drive's still in trouble if they can't convert on 3rd. Here's Nix. Escapes the pocket. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Philadelphia going to spend its second timeout. Facing a 4th and 12, but this offense is undeterred. They'll throw again. Nix. He finds him beyond the marker. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Nix with it on first. As a man, that's Cortland Sutton. 16 yards on the play. And the Broncos will have a first down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Cut by Sutton. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. Well, that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw almost ended an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
Again on 2nd and 10, Nix. And this one falls incomplete, so we're down to 4 seconds, and we'd assume our final snap. First time this game they've looked to him. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Bertolet able to knock it through. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
A dependable kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. One last play before the break. Throwing it just before halftime. He throws a bullet down the right sideline. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our 2nd half. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Throwing from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Offense in the hurry up here. On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Offense up to the line fast. Here's Nix to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Goes to the hurry-up offense here. Another try following the sack. Catch made over the middle. And he'll get it up to the 44. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. On third down, here's Nix. Finds Mims. And he gets him. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos grow the lead coming out of halftime. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Lutz there to tack on the extra point. And the Broncos make it a 10-point ball game. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. On the play fake, it's Hurts. Gets everything he has under this throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the beautiful city of Seattle. We welcome you inside Lumen Field, the home of the Seahawks. Stage is set. Ball is on the tee. And off we go on EA Sports. Here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. He's across the 20 to the 21. That's where the drive will begin. So they come to the line for first down and 10. The first carry for the Spartan, Kenneth Walker. And this is going to be a Seahawks first down. He'll take it up to about the 33-yard line.
We met with these coaches during the week, Mike. They told us the emphasis this week about getting the run game going early. And we see it here. Nice first play pickup. Fresh set of downs.
He's got room to the 45. Gets to the edge at the 30. And he's going to take this all the way home. Kenneth Walker. Touchdown, Seahawks. Myers. Good on the extra point. And the Seahawks will take a 7-0 lead. After the TD, Myers comes on now to kick it away. On the return is Sean Tucker. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Right to the air. It's Mayfield. A pass. It's complete. It's Shepard. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. On first down is Mayfield. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
You hear quarterback coaches say it all the time. Let's get our guy easy completions. Well, that falls certainly into that category, Mike, but when you fail to connect on those, it just ends up being a wasted down.
We'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. He finds Mr. Reliable, Mike Evans. Gain of 13 for number 13. And a first down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Mayfield to throw on 1st and 10. That is caught. What a throw. Mike Evans. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down a score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come away with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
And he's going to bring it out from the middle of the end zone. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. On the ground, it's Walker to start the drive. And he's going to be taken down at the 37.
Remember, Mike, he's already had a touchdown earlier in the first quarter. And at the way this game has started off, it looks like this defense is going to have their hands full stopping this guy.
Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. Taking off.
He tried to buy all the time he could, but when he saw that space, he quickly turned from thrower to runner, and he's able to pick up a nice gain on 1st down.
Here's 2nd and 2. Smith gonna keep this himself. And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line. From the gun, it's Gino. That'll be caught. It's Metcalf. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. A 1st down throw for Smith. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
It's 2nd and 21 at the Bucs' 39-yard line.
A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. Pair of sevens on the scoreboard. Greg and I back in the Great Northwest in a moment. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, it's Smith. He's going to run it. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the 1st down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback. Just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
Here's 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, Smith. That is brought in at the 10. That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Smith. Outright Smith and Jigba has it. And a good job to make sure he didn't get loose. Brought down around the 7. Throwing on 2nd down, Smith. That one intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Buccaneers are going to take over once again at their own 20-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mayfield. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Back to the air, it's Mayfield. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That's a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Mayfield. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a 1st down. Throwing is Baker. He'll air one out for Palmer. And this will be incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
On 2nd down, Baker. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, and it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. Here's Mayfield. Going up top for Evans. He's got it. And this this will bring them all the way down to the 20-yard line.
A gain of 46 yards on the play. And the Buccaneer first down.
Mayfield to throw it here on first down. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And the Buccaneers are going to have a first and goal. He'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. And this is such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game. And they're knocking on the door here, first and goal. At the very least, got to come away with some points.
To the end zone, it's intercepted. Picked off by Kayvon Wallace.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown, and instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
Now, a second down throw for Smith. He's going to air one out for Metcalf. And that is incomplete. DK Metcalf was the intended target. And it'll be third down.
You know, Mike, there's the saying in the NFL, take what the defense gives you. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to force a ball downfield. Show the defense you are willing to take big shots. Even though they weren't able to connect, it's going to have an impact the rest of the game.
And now we'll get a late timeout coming in the waning moments of this second quarter. So it's fourth down. The Seahawks send out the Aussie Michael Dixon to punt, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. A touchdown apiece, 7-7 the score as we begin half number 2. Irving now on the return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. To throw is Mayfield. Down the field, it's Evans. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
Throwing with anticipation, it not only requires the confidence in both your accuracy and the timing, but it also forces the receiver to be on time and where the quarterback expects you to be. And this is one of those examples, man. When those two things are on point, it results in a first down.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45. On first and 10, here's Baker. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
He's going to take a shot down the field. Going to give a short field to his offense here as they try to break the tie.
So often, Mike, defenders are just happy the ball ends up in his hands, but not this guy. I mean, the catch was one thing, but then the party really got started. I mean, look at this return. He gets one block. He gets another. He's got teammates springing him all over the field, and this offense is lucky. This didn't go all the way back for a pick 6.
Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
Smith from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. He was seeking the veteran Tyler Lockett there. And it's going to be 4th down.
He may have trusted his arm strength a little bit too much on that throw. 2 defenders in the area. Work to your check down. Work to an open receiver. I think in this case, he forces that ball, and ultimately, he's lucky he got away with it.
That's taken in, and he will have the Seahawks 1st down. They find a way to convert on 4th and 10.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Once again, it's Walker. And that'll give him a 1st down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
And he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this 3rd quarter. From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. They'll run with Walker. Trying to push the pile forward. He didn't even get to the 1-yard line. They stop him short. No gain.
I typically like to see the play-action pass on the early downs, Mike. Now they find themselves on 3rd down. The defense is more prepared for the pass. They get stopped twice with the run. Do they go back to it a 3rd time and take their chances?
And he's going nowhere on this one. Met and dropped behind the line, and now it is 4th and goal.
That 3rd down stop, Mike, now changes the entire approach of this offense. You're thinking to yourself, all right, it's 3rd down. Let's run it on up in there. If we don't score, we still have 4th down in our back pocket. But now the defense takes you back for a loss. So what do you do now?
And this one online, and it is good. They move out front and take the lead here in the 4th quarter. So they lead by 3 here in this fourth quarter. Now have to turn it over to the defense as they kick it off. To return is Tucker. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. First and 10. Throwing is Mayfield. That is incomplete.
Just didn't quite get enough into that ball. You see sometimes the pressure, the rush, force a quarterback to throw the ball off his back foot. And I think there was a little bit of that here at play. You have to be willing to step up, even in the face of pressure, and get enough behind that ball to put that one a little bit more on the money.
Second down throw for Mayfield. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning remain as we get set for first and 10. Now Mayfield. He'll take a shot here. Back of the end zone. That's going to be incomplete. They cannot hook up there. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Another try, second and 10. They'll drop to throw. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. The 12's making noise in Seattle before third down. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. That's caught. It's Evans. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. Mayfield to throw on first and 10. Crushed. It's incomplete. He did get the pass off, but he got drilled before he let it go. They'll come up now for second down. To throw is Mayfield. And this is a touchdown. They were not going to be denied, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play. On comes McLaughlin to add the PAT. His kick is good. And the Bucs are on top. It's 14-10. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They'll come up here, first and 10. From the gun, it's Gino. He's going to look deep here, looking for Lockett. And he's out of bounds, but all the way down at the 30-yard line. It's a big play when they needed it the most. An even 40 yards. They still have all 3 timeouts, and here we go with 1st and 10. To throw, here's Smith. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba, the intended receiver. And it'll lead to a 2nd down.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the 4th quarter.
The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
So now after that last incompletion, this brings up a critical 3rd down. But remember, Mike, they don't have to get it all here in one play. They've got 3rd and 4th down. There's no punt. There's no kick. They've got to treat this like it's their final possession of the game, and they've got 2 downs to extend this drive.
He'll try to run for it. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a 1st down.
When you find yourself trailing here late in the game, decision-making is critical. Not only is he able to extend the drive by picking up the 1st down with his legs, great job by the quarterback understanding, get out of bounds, stop the clock, save as much time as possible as they try to make a comeback.
And this is a touchdown! They were not going to be denied, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play. An important extra point up and good, so the lead is 3 here in the late stages of the game. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Here's 1st and 10. Mayfield to throw. Going up top for Evans. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Now Mayfield. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. Now they burn the timeout. They're in that gray area. You might be able to get in 2 plays, but maybe just 1 left in this game. We'll see. And that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Rayshon Jenkins. And he is going to score. A pick 6. For the touchdown. So it's a win here for the Seahawks. They use a little home cooking here. They play a complete football game. They're going to send their fans home quite happy. And that'll do it for my partner Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Seahawks. As we say, so long from Seattle.